Alright, what's up everybody? It's Friday night and we're here in the garage, the late night garage with Nick, and we're kicking into some soldering action. I've been looking around trying to find my alligator clips, and I, for the life of me, cannot find my alligator clips anywhere in my little soldering station. So it's going to make it a little bit interesting because I'm going to be doing some stripping of some wiring and doing some adjustments, because I've got some wiring that needs to go down, and we're using the old power block and power cables for the Ender 3. We're going to tie those into the heated bed because the cables aren't long enough to go all the way over to the control board for powering them. And so then we're going to make some other adjustments to some of the other wiring tonight to get the printer ready to be fired up. And then we're going to start working on the panel kit. So see how far we get, and then kind of get after it a little bit more. And so I'm just basically using some of the old cabling from the Ender 3 Pro, and that's what we're going to be using for our extensions to get all these cables routed appropriately. And so I need to do the thermistor, which is this guy, and then running the power cable to the heated bed. I wish I could find my little soldering station for my alligator clips, but for the life of me, I cannot. There's one spot that I have not looked, and I don't know if they're there or not, but I'll take a gander just right quick. Last night I wasn't feeling too hot, so we didn't do too much last night. Tonight I feel a little bit better, but I'm probably going to crash a little bit earlier because I got to drive a bunch tomorrow. I'm going to pop open this box of old stuff. Most of this is just Arduinos and robotics kits and punch boards and everything else under the sun, but I might have some alligator clips in here somewhere. Battery packs, servos, PCBs, control boards, USBs, IR sensors, laser sensors, vibration sensors, motor mounts, motor controls, resistors, active buzzers, logic conveyors, more logic boards, LEDs, lots of other things. Oh, there's my wiring kit. Some servos, more breadboards. No alligator clips. Here. No. Later. Where are they? That's the question of the hours. Where is all my other stuff? When in doubt, always keep a spare robotics kit, because you never know when you need to program a robot. Oh, okay. Well, that was best. Where I put my alligator clips. You guys see any alligator clips in there? You're not in my soldering electrical drawer. You're not in my tool chest. I don't know where I put them. We will not be deterred, though. We will continue fighting the good fight. Okay. Yeah, and basically just tore apart some of the wiring harness and putting some of the wiring harness back together. Just with different parts. I really wish I had some alligator clips because I'm going to put some pressure on this. And I'm using my little cupboard here just as a means of keeping the acrylic panels from getting hit with heat. Come on. There we go. Come on. Oh, son of a biscuit. Alligator clips, where are you? Having some alligator clips would make this so much easier. Where are they at in my life? But yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Everybody's having a good Friday so far. Use these ghetto clips. See if I can get them to hold. At least keep this in a stable position. Somewhat stable, maybe. The solder is just not wanting to fire. Come on. Son of a biscuit. Come on. Just not having any luck with this tonight. Come on. That's ugly. It's ugly, but it's joined. I'm going to tray this one out. So better luck on this one. I doubt it, but you never know. Again, that's super ugly, but at least it's there. Super ugly. And so this is for our thermistor. I wish I had some heat shrink tubing here, but I do not. Got lots of electrical tape though. I don't know if anybody's out there seeing if they could see the solar flare and that magnetic storm that's coming towards the towards Earth right now. Kind of cool to go watch, but last celestial event that we had was the partial solar eclipse. That was pretty cool to watch. I had to pull out the welding helmet. I had an auto dimming welding helmet that I used, and then that coupled with a pair of laser safe goggles. Seem to do pretty darn good. I was able to see it, and and have a full face shield around it, so I'm not staring directly at the sun. Alright, so there's our thermistor. And on to what's going to be the tougher one, which is going to be the bed heater. Because it's like the cable that I have, it's like I have limited room to play and move. Thermistor that way. All right. One of my clients, trying to get him some updates. He responded to me pretty late in the evening. All right. I wonder if I can warm that up and get some of that solder out, or if I should just snip that off and go clean in order to get this in. See what the heat transfer is going to look like. The soldering iron is the same one that I use for I can feel the heat transfer in the cable. The same soldering tip, I should say, that I use for getting the heat sets in. Right there. Yeah, we're getting it. All right, cool. I'm going to crank the heat a little bit on it. I just want to get the cables to fray open just a little bit so I can try to get a better bind. And I could disconnect I could cut the zip tie, disconnect that, pull it to the front, pull the slack through, maybe take 1 or 2 links out of the drag chain to get more room. And we just I'll try to press wires together and then pinching myself or stabbing myself with exposed wiring. I still do not have a lot of room to play with. Oh, come on. Work. There we go. Okay. Well, hold on. That's not going to work because I still need this to be. Actually, no, that gives me quite a bit more room to play, though. If I open some of these up. Trade those back out again a little bit. I'm going to snip that knuckle off. Alright. It was much easier, much smarter. Just backing the chain out, giving it a little bit more room, snipping some off, fraying it out, jamming the two frayed ends together, and reconnecting. So now backside. Heat going through that thing is pretty righteous though. I wish I had some alligator clips instead of my ghetto soldering job. Alright. There's one done. Again, stabbing myself with tiny little needle wires. because this is what success looks like. Onto this one. This is the last piece of soldering that I got to do, so I hope. I'm trying to heat the wire up to the point where that heat transfer will be enough to get the solder to penetrate into the wire instead of using it on the soldering iron itself. It's just I'm not getting good heat transfer. Come on. I absolutely feel that heat though. Let's see here. Try to get some of that solder in there so I can actually use that as a base to continue adding more solder. Except I kept just dropping it onto the cut sheet. Come on. Man, that's ugly. Hi, baby. What's up? What you doing? What you doing?
Just coming over to say hi. You're having so much good work.
Mm-hmm. Don't start some stuff over here. It's really hot, okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It is 11:35 and Lillian is out of bed. So we will be right back as I go get her tucked in. Alright. Now the thing I gotta be cautious about is with all the crap that I just did, I have lots of tiny shards of solder everywhere. And I don't want those getting down into the unit, because that would be bad. Should just invest in one of those little electric solder guns. Cause a short anywhere, because that'd be terrible. Alright, so we got our 2 solder junctions for the heated bed. Are they pretty? Nope. Will they be functional? I hope. I hope. I hope. I hope. I hope. My solder joint won't fail. So I'm probably going to double tape these just to make sure there's going to be no penetration through my ugly solder joints. And I'm positioning the tape to make sure that it goes over about a ½ inch prior to the joint and a ½ inch after the joint. Maybe a little bit less, maybe more like a 1/4. But still, making sure that any of those frays of that wiring cannot penetrate beyond the tape and cause an electrical short, because that'd be bad, okay? And I'll isolate these by taping them together. Now I'll reconnect the drag chain, reposition the drag chain, test the articulation. And we'll get back into wiring. So I tape it directional one way, and then the second layer of tape I do it the opposite. And then I'll tape them together. Alright. You probably don't even need to tape them together. Like I said, I wish I had some heat shrink to run some heat shrink on here. But what can you do? What can you do with a drunken sailor? What can you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Throwing in the brig until he's sober, throwing in the brig until he's sober, throwing in the brig until he's sober early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way she rises early in the morning. Alright, get our drag chain connected. Pull that zip tie out. Get a new zip tie. tension. Take out the top, so we're going through the top. Feed that through the little loop. Pull that around. Pull tension on that and zip that down. All right. And we're going to check. Articulation is still good. All right. First conundrum solved. I saw some of like the suggestions on the forums and everything. Where it's just, you know, set this up so you can have like bus connectors or connectors of some sort of type and get it over. And now I'm just gonna get a tape rig it and run with it. Back to the bottom side of the unit. Okay. Now we're going to gingerly pull these through, and as you can see, it's like there's my bus connector for the original power supply. And I kept the opposite end of it because these are already hard soldered joints, which means it's going to be easier just to drop in. I just got to figure out how to route the cabling so it stays out of the way of everything else. So we're going to connect that. And probably grab some more of those cable brackets that I printed out. And I'll take those other panels. Now what I am going to have to do is get it through. So there is my thermistor. Keep that away from the soldering iron that was blazing. I might 3D print a channel or a cable organizer to go right here to cover this entire swath. But what I was going to allude to is the bus connectors that I have that I snipped down that are, I need a pointer tool. So this one and this one for the 24 volt into the other tool head. We got our main power in, and then we got a 24 volt and a ground, so 24 volt and ground. I just kind of snipped the forked connectors and look like these guys. I literally just snipped an end off and shoved it in there. And then now in retrospect, where these ones come into contact, I don't want them to impede my heated bed terminals here with that overlap, so I almost want to like strip these out and just run the direct wire in, but I'm hesitant to because it's like I gotta do some testing on some of this wire to see how well it strips. And I don't think I have a stripper that, a cable stripper that does wire that is that fine or that thin. Because like I do have some accessories cable over here that I don't know that I'm going to need. Part of the other wiring harness. This is for the ADXL, or the accelerometer. Oh gosh, that's a cable. Like this dude. This is for the 5 volt. And so this 5 volt terminal would have been from the bus to a standard Raspberry Pi. But because we're running an MKS Pi board, I don't need this cable, so I'm going to like do some testing on seeing if I can strip this out. And it's such a small gauge of wire. I just don't know that I have some wire strippers that go down that far. I gotta take a look. Maybe it's like this one goes down to a 22 gauge, so it might work. So 18 and 2022. Yeah, this one will work. The one that I like the best, which is this guy, it only goes down to an 18 gauge. An 18 gauge. No, it might work. Let's give it a shot. And I think this is just straight wire. I don't think this is actually like braided or anything, so. This is just straight copper wire. No, it's braided. Okay. So what I might do is I might pull these out and then darn video feeds. I still need to move my network adapters down here. So anyway, what my plan is to strip some of this out and either run it direct into the bus or double it back on itself to get a little bit more material on there to get a better bite. I'm not sure. Got to get my toolkit out though. I just gotta be ginger about this so I can get it one out and one in, so I don't lose track of the positioning. So I'm still cooking away. I can probably turn that off for right now. Nope, 16 gauge will not work. Somebody's out romping around a little sports mobile. Making all sorts of noise in the neighborhood outside. Right. Right. Now we're going to go to our bed heater, and so we're going to have red on the inboard. Go underneath these other cables. Get another cable holder. Drop that into that T channel. And I'll just go over the top for easy use. So we've got 24 volt out, ground, 24 volt out. Ground. This stop cable over the top. All right. That's good, that's good. All right. I want you to fit through. Yep, I can. My wiring is so terrible. Oh, that's all right. All right, so the Y end stop. This is going to be the vent thermistor. So the vent thermistor is going to go over to right next to the A ground at THQ. So that's going to go over to this one right here. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to go back through and double check all my wiring, and I still don't understand HEF, PCF, what the HEF and PCF go to. Hot end fan, so HEF's hot end fan, and then PCF is going to be the part cooling fan. So that's what my accessory board over here for the Voron is. I don't know if we're running the LEDs to this, because that's the only thing I don't know right now is the LEDs, because it's like the LEDs for the hot end are actually coming off the control board. So we have our cooling unit fan right here, and then our probe and our LED is connected to the terminal bus here for the accessory. And so I'm kind of curious, where do I wire up the LEDs for the case once we get to that point? If we get to that point. Heck, I might not even wire them up. Let's try to tuck this loose. Cable in. So yeah, find out how much of your Ender 3 you can salvage and put parts and components to, because that's been a interesting thing for me is, oh my gosh, I need to pull this wiring harness out. I need to adjust X, Y, and Z. Okay, so let's go back up. So our HEF, PCF going there, 20-volt ground, HEO. So HEO, 24-volt ground, HEO, our X end stop. So our X end stop is that one, single lead for whatever reason. And we got our probe LCD or LED and our 5-volt. And then we've got our THO and a ground. Okay, so that's all set. We also have our extruder motor. And we go down to the next diagram. That's all set. We got our X motor, Y motor, Z motor. So we've got our X, Y, Z. We got our Y end stop. We've got our heated bed. Coming through here and up and over. I think that's it. So we got Z, Y, X, or X, Y, Z, bed heater, Y end stop, and thermistor. We're going to go up here. Those two USB cables are connected. That actually is changed, and this is going not from the, so these are all routed, board, accessory, nothing going to the bus for the step down. That's not coming over here. So this one is actually being direct wired to the MKS Pi board. Alright, so I think that is it for this section. We are good right now. Okay. Yeah. I think we're good. So that's all the wiring done. Now that we got the wiring done, so moving on to the panel. I don't know that I printed out the light bars now that I think about it. I think I might. Okay, so I need the corner brackets. Where are those corner brackets? I don't think I printed out the light bars or the corner brackets, oddly enough. I think I was just going to save those, and it's like, I don't know, maybe I'll do those in the lime green to add a little bit more interest. Yeah, I think I'll do the lime green. Alright. Bamboo number 2. Close. I want to print out another one of those sets. No, I don't want to upgrade the firmware right now. No, I don't want flow calibration. It should take me only 26 minutes to print those out, so we're going to go ahead and print another set. Now, no. I'm going to change the cameras around right quick. Or maybe we won't. I'm just going to leave those cameras up. And we're going to extend that video feed. So I printed out a bunch of the hinges and side straps, but I never printed out the rear panel brackets. Let's see. Find this stuff real quick. Give me a second. Switch wire friends and parts. Why does it just automatically pop up now? Okay. Panel mounting, door latch, side strap, rear panel bracket by 5. Back, material filament, unload. Yeah, we're gonna add some extra green bling. Makes like panel brackets and everything lime green. Why not? Come on. Just pop off. mounting Webcam bracket. Light bar. No. Okay. Now. Range. Guess when I had some of these printed out. But clearly I do not. Maybe I printed out and put it in the wrong drawer. I'm not sure. We got our hinge mounts. These are all hinges, more hinges. These are magnetic button tabs. Let's see. Well, that's interesting. PTO-B2 popped out. Well, this is a good opportune time to install this guy then. It's getting warm in my garage. You know, it's like frigid outside right now. My cool will blow me like 60 degrees in Southern California. Frigid. And the last thing I guess I gotta wire up is I gotta turn this thing over sideways and wire my front panel. And then I guess I need to program it too. Okay. try. Done. Cool. Alright, back to business. So, I'm going to take this, I'm going to make 2 of those, 1 of those. It's a side strap. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's left, right. I need 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're in the range. I still fit everything on one build plate. It's pretty cool. Panel clip. Panel clip. Put that one down over here. So this, I need the feed slot. I need top door latch 1. Door hinge 4. Side strap 4. I don't have the door hinges on here. I have those printed out in gray though. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it didn't all fit. Right, so I'm not crazy. Okay. Panel clip. 9°. So, implant T-nuts, silicone gaskets, panel clip. Okay. Leave those in, yeah, we'll leave those ones in gray, that's fine. I'll have a mix between green and gray. Alright. What are these dudes? Panel clip wide by 2. Panel clip. Where did these panel clips? Okay, 1, 2. So panel clip wide. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I need 4 of those, 2 of those, rearrange. That one. Other set. It's like, do I want to reprint the hinges? Hinges like this. Choices. Green hinges or gray hinges? We got gray hinges for. I hate to waste all that material printing these hinges, and we'll roll with it. That's fine. We'll roll with it. All right. The other green tabs will add a little bit more interest, and we'll call it a day. I'll run the green light bars and the green feed slot. Okay, so. 6 high quality. Strength. We'll go 3 outer wall loops and roll around a 25% control because we don't need more than that, I don't think. Shouldn't need any sports for this. I will probably brim it just like I have brimmed everything else because it's ABS, even though I haven't really had any problems with it. Adhesion brim type. Brim only. Slice. 6 hours. Oh, that kills me. Alright, so I'm not doing panels tonight. Okay, we'll roll with it. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to start warming you up. Temperature 90. 90, okay. Let's get you heating up. 96 grams. That's fine. A couple batches of this. Well, let's bring 2 batches of this, 2 batches of light bars. Print, machine 2. Refresh. Cancel. Device. Machine 2. OBS. Preview. ABS puts in it. Device. I don't know, I probably don't even need to do that step, it's just creature of habit. I don't want the floor calibration because we did just change spools. Alright, yeah. I think we're actually at a point where we can fire this thing up and hopefully nothing goes pop or bang or zip or pew. Right, we're going to go to the flashing guide. So if we go to the MKS, under switch wire, make press MKA, that's high. Okay, we're going to maximize this. We'll change it over to our desktop view. Alright, so I haven't done anything with the accelerometer yet. I might rig that up in the interim. Complete couple firmware, ambient TF, easily downloading file base, software preparation. So system image download link. Open the tab. Okay. Bellina, Etcher, get that. Download Etcher. You want this for Windows 64. So we got Bellina Etcher installed here in a second. Complete Clipper firmware transplanted based on an ARM BN desktop system. Directly supports Clipper screen. Users only need to download the image file provided by Makeverse, burn it to the TF card without a lot of construction work. If you purchase a package that includes a TF card, the TF card has already been burned into the system before leaving the factory. I don't know that mine came with a TF card, unless it's this guy. That's another 4 gig. Yes, that is not. That is a bunch of prints. Alright, so we're going to turn that one off. That's fine. I don't even know what this one is. Makerbase EMOC CD. I gotta figure out what that one is too. The kit came with a bunch of components that I don't remember what they are. This is a Compass mini wireless adapter. This is going to get installed. Alright, wireless adapter. Alright, so let's cut back over here. For a mini wireless adapter, let's just plug in here. My new positive is not going to fit into some of these spaces. Remove that, remove that. Drop the mini wireless adapter in. Sure. serenading me. There. Okay, so that's all good. Okay. Who knows what spying will come on this card, but whatever. Next. What do we do next? What do we do next? Next. Imaging. Flashing the image. So, let me check because I don't know if this can. So here's the other kit. I'm going to check to see if it came with a memory card or not. And I can use it. If it did come with a memory card, what did I do with it? I honestly don't remember what I did. It's kind of like aggravating a little bit. So there's the heatsink, there's the pie board, there's the cable. There's not a memory card pre-installed that I know of, even though I can get to this is on the house. Come with a memory card installed. And this is going to suck because where the memory card goes. So food for thought. If you're running the MKS Pi board, the MKS Pi board is actually on the underside of the unit. So I'm going to have to pull the entire control board out. So on the MKS Pi board, where the memory card goes, so there's the heatsink. Where the memory card is underneath the ribbon cable. And so I'm going to have to pull the entire board out to get the TF card in. That sucks. But there we are. So eMMC. So I see an eMMC connector. So what is the eMMC? E equals MC squared? Question mark? It's for my other unit, so lessons learned kind of this one, I'm going right into that one. So it's exciting. Let me figure this thing out. Hopefully I don't blow a printer up. If I do blow a printer up, I blow a printer up. So MKS Pi eMMC. Interesting. Okay. MKS skipper motherboard 3D printer. So maybe this is already loaded and I gotta figure out how to rig it because that is gonna make things a little bit more complicated. When did I buy that? Hold on. I know you guys want to see my email, but I'll track that down over here. AliExpress. Or was it on Amazon? Search all orders. Maker base. No results found. I want to say I bought those through AliExpress, but I don't remember. Nothing in my inbox for AliExpress. I don't understand that. I don't remember. Okay, well let's take a look at the AliExpress website. Oh Lord. Okay, so this came on my cast pipe or quad core. MK's one clip is with white lamp and don't allow. So that's what I got with my TS35. That's the board I have. That's still the board I have. So there's the V1.0 micro SD to eMMC adapter. So there's my compact. Yeah, so this should come preloaded. So right, so it may come preloaded. Alright, so DSSI, Raspberry Pi, select for mentioned display, open so that it is done. So I got to figure out how to mount this thing, because where the connector is underneath this. So shipping list, IPS. So I don't have the I have the TS35. Pipe. Point 1. Sweet 2, I have the Sweet. I think I have the Sweet 4 is the one that I bought. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. So I bought it so long ago. Okay, neither here nor there. Let's figure this out. Okay, so I may not need to flash anything. So we're gonna go back to OBS. Go to our wide focus. Right, everything's still working. Okay. While I wait for, I'm not going to do the panels tonight because I'm working on other things. We're going to go to our regular base, AKS Pi. I may have actually bought it direct from here. We've got the TS35 eMMC. So this is what I want to say that I picked up, except I got the TS35 screen with it. Maybe I didn't get it from AliExpress. I don't remember where I got it from. Works perfectly running my new Creality 4.2 by the tube and tuning. Something with Kira, not a big fan of the screen. Too small. Fat fingers. Problem with responsiveness. Find a solution. Okay, perfect setup was easy. Okay, relative onto self-made ultimate anchored clone. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Okay, so maybe we'll work on the input shaper and getting the eMMC set up. And so we're gonna move these bad larrys over here. All my material wicked hinges off the side, even though those are the ones we're going to use because I do not like wasting material and I don't want to waste any more material. It is now midnight 42. Okay, slide that over, that up, slide this over. Okay, and we're going to see all of our solder junk from our terrible soldering job earlier. Kit. This. Alright. So here's our input shaper. And here is our eMMC 1.0. Evidently this is a preloaded memory board, which I find very intriguing. And so it should be preloaded with Clipper if that's the case. Mark as eMMC version 1.0. And here is the mounting bracket for it. And the problem that I see with the mounting bracket is this goes to micro SD to eMMC adapter is, I slide my printer back forward, or the switch wire back forward, is the connector to get this put in is actually sitting underneath, it's hard to see, it's underneath the ribbon cable connector for the display, which is butted up against the 2040 lateral extrusion. And so this is going to have to go in here, and then this sits on top like so. There's no way that I can fit that in there, I don't think. Where's it going to go? It can't fit anywhere. I'm honestly kind of like baffled by this as to how this is going to go in. So if I pull the other board out, if I pull my other tie board out, yes, plastic bags, microelectronics, hooray. And so this should go in here. This. So as we can see, it's like there's no way that I'm going to be able to get the pie board with that. There's no way. It's like, I guess I could try to print another bracket and have it rotated so that it would sit this way. Because I want to, if we're going to run the preloaded image, I want to run the preloaded image. But having it set like this is going to be rather difficult. Let's check something. So let's make that. Somebody has got to have set this up somewhere that would make sense.
In terms of correct configuration of HDMI 2.0, the next demonstration uses the USB Wi-Fi module to connect the motherboard to the network. USB camera to monitor the printer. The printing process. MKS Pi also provides a 1 than a dozen is connected to the accelerometer. Using the accelerometer can perform clippers input shaping function to reduce vibrations that affect printing results. And the other is through serial port connection. The USB connection method depends on whether the 3D printer motherboard has a USB interface. Here's how to use a serial connection. Here's how to connect with USB. USB enter the 3 here to the 3D print interface. Powerful MCU and large.
TF card for ring systems. A1 class 10 cards from ScanDisk. Yes, got that. Support in terms of parameters. You guys tried out powerful MCU and large memory and provides more. Okay, let's see. Oh man, what to do? Okay, so we're going to disconnect the USB. We're going to disconnect the other USB. I'm going to route those off to the side. I'm going to check to see if there's any spacing available, because I don't think there is between the paneling. Take one pie board out, I see the other pie board next to it. I grab the TF from and take it in. Set that back in there. There would technically be room. Come to this impasse, we're just going to go ahead and remove the buck. We're going to see if we can this guy over here. We may end up, because this is where they have the most room, realistically speaking. Problem is they don't have any airflow, which means I'm going to need to mount some sort of fan mechanism to get some sort of airflow over here to this side. Or maybe even put a blower on this side. Because they do have the other spare fan port available. So if they take the other fan port, and we set this guy to blow onto the board, that may be what I'm going to end up doing. So this blower on that board, take this blower, and once I have the bottom panel on, actually cut a section of the bottom panel out to run the fan, and having a fan over here. I think we get a plan. So if you guys are running the Pi board, my suggestion is if you're running the maker base with the adapter, we're going to go ahead and so I got to figure out how to get this rigged up still too. So we're going to move the buck. And if the buck could go anywhere, you could probably move the buck over here if you needed to use it. So we're basically flip-flopping the buck's location with the Pi board's location. And we're going to put a blower fan to go on it. I think that makes the most sense for right now. Let me see. I want to be in bed by like probably 1:30 tonight, maybe 2. It is Saturday, so I might be able to sleep in just ever so slightly. But we got to get on the road to go down to San Diego tomorrow, and so that'll be exciting. Go see some of the family. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. So let me change OBS back over. Take our other pie board. We're gonna put our other pie board away. So in our trials and tribulations, we came to the realization that, I came to the realization that we did get when I bought my Maker Base pie board, I did pick up the TF, or the eMMC version 1.0. And so evidently, from what I've read, is the eMMC is already a preloaded Clipper profile, and it interfaces with the pie board. But if I was going to use this in its factory location for the build, it would put it up here. I cannot run that because of the 4040 extrusion. So we're taking the buck, which is not in use because the pie board accepts a 24 volt in, and we're going to change that around. It is really tight. Super sad that it's actually shaving off some of the blue plastic. Anyway, we're taking it from the build location for the Raspberry Pi, and we're going to rotate the unit. We took the buck off down here. I'm going to take the buck and mount the buck up here, and we're going to set the Pi board here with the Maker Base module. So yeah, super exciting. Okay, let's get into this. Okay. So if you guys are looking at running the MKS Pi board, be sure that we're going to flip-flop the location of these things. And I gotta check my cabling to make sure the rest of the cabling's gonna route just fine. I'm putting the buck in just to keep track of it. And it's like, I don't need to have the buck installed, but I want to keep track of where it's at, and I don't want to lose it in case I need to actually transition over to an actual Raspberry Pi. So we're gonna pull this USB cable down. And I'd be able to run smaller USB cables. So I'm actually gonna unplug that one, route that back through. Now I really wish that I did it. I was going to print some more of those cable brackets so I can better cable management. So that USB cable is going to come out. This USB cable and this is the same length. No, so I'm going to flip flop these cable positions. So okay. Make it. So now I've got to take the control board out, because the control board, in order for me to get the USB connector into the control board, I have to have the control board loose. So this is all sorts of changes are happening now. We'll just loosen it up and slide it over. I hope. Yep, slide it over. Disconnect that. So the short cable is now going to go to this board. The long cable is going to come up to this board. This needs to go there. I'm going to rewire the entire thing basically right now. Not what I anticipated doing. Okay, now that we got that cable in, that under. Just set the buck in there. Okay. Now we're going to turn this one back down. This is great. This is great. I love it. Okay, feed that cable through, and so this is my connector for the 24-volt in for the Pi board. I'm going to run that through this one now. There go the Pi. Okay, this will go to the Pi. See if I need to mount this guy down at all. I don't think I can. Okay. Oh, sweet, there's enough room. Okay. Now I got that set. Now we're going to go back through. We're going to check all the wiring. Okay. So off the Pi board, you got 24 volt in. You got USB 1, USB 2. USB 1, USB 2. And we got the Wi-Fi network adapter. So USB 1, the short-sighted one's coming over to the Warren Designs accessory board. It runs the hot end fan and the other fan. USB 2 is coming around up, getting dropped in this channel, and then it's coming over to our Creality 4.2.7 board. That's fine. We move the buck up here. The buck's not in use unless we want to change over from the Marquez Pi board over to the actual board. I put the MakerBase preloaded image TF card adapter, and that is set in there. We've got our ribbon cable connector for the display. And we'll probably route that along power supply here, or feed it underneath and have it come up over the top. I don't know yet. Okay, so let's see, that's good. That's good. So we got connection there, and then this is actually coming over correct now over where our Pi board is. So our Pi board is here, so please have been flip-flopped. about that. So I'm not taking 5 volts in. 5 board's able to take 24. USB cables are routed appropriately, except we flip-flop the cables, the long ones now going here, short ones going here. That's where the new Pi board is located. FS cable we're not using, so it's just kind of sitting in there loose. None of this has changed. That's all good. Alright, I think we are set for the adjustments to the electronics. And so, I guess what we can try is, and I'm kind of scared to do this at this point, is to flip the unit over, apply power to it, and see if Clipper starts off of the factory provided image. I'm almost fearful of doing that. Missing all my cable snaps. And so I guess we would be able to take the display now and hook the display up. So we've got our accelerometer, and we'll work on the accelerometer once we get this thing fired up. And oh gosh, this is kind of scary for me at the moment, that I'm trusting a preloaded image. So the display is going to mount this way. So we're going to take the ribbon cable, and I'll pull the ribbon cable through. Which way does the ribbon cable go? So the electronic connectors are towards the outside. So it should be oriented with the connectors towards the outer end, like so. And I should be able to lock that into place. It's really hard for me to do with my meat paws. Alright, so we're just going to leave the display loose. And hope we have no shorts. Spacer. This. Alright, wish me luck, everyone. I think I need to slam some beer real quick before I do this. Okay. I'm almost like panicked to try this, just to see what will happen. Again, everything has been wired up even though things have moved. I'm very hesitant almost in trusting myself that everything has been rigged correctly and wired correctly. But it's got to happen at some point. You got to take that leap of faith. I haven't tightened down the belts quite yet, but I'm hoping that this factory loaded image is correct and will load, and the touchscreen will work. Let's figure out how to do this. I'm going to put pressure on that ribbon cable. Okay. If there's a pop, a snap, and the video feed cuts out, we will hopefully not blow a breaker in the garage. Wish me luck. This is exciting. I wish I had a viewer that would be like, wow, it's working, it's alive. Okay. Power switch is off. We are now plugged in. Well, we've got power. I've got LED lights all over the place. I have nothing on the display yet. Oh, there we go. MKS. It is loading. I cannot believe. MKS is loading. Wi-Fi adapter is on, even though it fit tight, really, really tight into the unit. Oh my gosh, look at that! Unable to get printer info from Moonraker. Look at that! We are live. How freaking cool. Probably could have jumped on here. I should probably power it off, pull the screen out, take that film off the rest of the way, and then we'll power it back up. So we're going to go ahead and touchscreen is working. I want to take some pictures of it real quick. sorry, one of my video cameras froze again. I gotta get a better network setup still. Okay. Menu, settings. Control config. How do I go back? Nope. I am in some menus and I don't know how to get out of the menus. Bring it down on the ground, so just go over it, around. Alright, so the MKS Pi board does not load very quick, but the good news is the factory profile that we had is up and running. I'm kind of giddy. It's going to take a little bit of troubleshooting to get this thing completely programmed and set up. I'm able to get the picture info from Moonraker. So we're going to go to menu, network. Network. Scroll down. Down. Come on. There's me. Pew pew. stylus to go with this. Come on. Okay. Wait for a keyboard to pop up. Well, the menu's not fast, I can tell you that. Let's go. Let's see here. Shut it off again. Okay, it's 1:38. I gotta get to bed here before too long. Okay. Sorry, MCU unable to connect or change the baud rate and firmware. Also adjust the baud rate and electricity. My basic space on. Okay. Let's see. We got picture info from Moonraker. We have settings menu. System, clipper. Back. Very panicked about that ribbon cable and how thin it is. Network. PSK for my network GPU, but if I click on here, okay. Well, we are up. We are running. I'm going to go ahead and power the system off for right now. I think that's a good stopping point for tonight. I gotta figure out how to do this. So, visit GitHub, download and install system images. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to pull that. Let me do this. Okay, we ended up on that side again. So we're popping the TF card out. And so we're popping the TF card out. And bring the TF card over to the computer. Not being able to be read by that one. Okay. Come on. Off. No system volume information popping up for that card. Okay. Well, that was a bust. Oh, gosh, dang it. That was terrible. I just dropped the EMMC. Hopefully I just didn't break it. Oh, lordy. Okay, let's try this one more time. Anything? No. Still nothing. Let me plug this back into the unit and see if it fires back up still. I hope it does. We have about 10 minutes left. Oh, it's coming up on the screen. So where do I go to edit this then? So perfect setup. Trying to get the USB reader to detect the EMCG and turn on to try to okay. Come on. No, stop doing that screen. So how do I type in stuff on the screen? Because it's not letting me. It's not popping up a keyboard or anything with type information in there. Yeah, we'll play around with this tomorrow. What's cool though is like it's up, it's running. Everything seems to be fine for now. We'll get into config and setup, but no sparks, no pops, no smoke, no anything. Just fired right on up. Touchscreen seems to be working just fine. I've got LEDs on the control boards. I've got LEDs everywhere. I just gotta get it configured now. Alright, this will be exciting. Okay, well, one step closer, and once we get number 2 built, this process will go a lot quicker. But anyway, Nick from Nick's Light Night Garage working on our Voron switch wire conversion, or our ender wire conversion, converting a old Ender 3 Pro over to a Voron ender wire. And we are one step closer to printing. Super excited. It's gonna be so. It's gonna be rad. Alright, we'll catch you guys later.